Good morning and welcome back to Bristol Motor Speedway, ladies and gentlemen, for the resumption of the Food City 500. Currently overcast skies, but much better situation than yesterday when the race was stopped at about 1:09 p.m. Eastern. And then the rain fell for a good hour and a half to 2 hours yesterday. In fact, there was a concern that lightning was in the area. They evacuated the fans and they told the drivers that there will be there will be no further racing today. But today, on this Monday morning here in Bristol, barely we're getting close to 60 degrees. But here's the best part: the sun's going to be out there today. The track's going to be slick. It's going to be fun completing the rest of this race this afternoon here at Bristol. Now, when we stopped yesterday, keep in mind that one of the main statistics here is this race. This is probably the first time in a short track race in the Odd Cup Series that we have had no caution in the first 5 laps. Of course, the yellow came out on lap 6 for rain, so kind of wasn't really much you can do about that. But in all honesty, we stayed clean and green most of the race. The only major issue we had was Jacob Tube slapping the wall at the start and cutting a right rear. Here, he got out of the way, changed it. He's 2 laps down. When we fired the engines back up, the 15 is going to be the 66. Jessica Shelton is going to get the free pass, and the 15 of Mason Powers. Remember him and Darnell Matthews swapped rides after Texas a couple weeks ago. Zoex Moon in the 22, and Jacob Tube in the 24 have elected to get the wave around. Keep in mind, 15 and 22 will get back on the lead lap here. However, the 24 will be the free pass car when we get things back going. He will be 1 lap down when we restart instead of 2 from yesterday. See the engines firing up, drivers and crews cleaning any remaining moisture off these cars. And we're getting set for the restart and the resumption of the Food City 500 at Bristol. Now our race stats, all 34 cars that started this Sunday afternoon, they're still on this racetrack right now. All 34, notably, probably the biggest mover of this race has to be the 18 Jonathan Wishart. Joshua Leanbach. Starting down in row 13 next to the 33 car. He's probably made the most progress. Same with Sports Center Cup Series, past 5 cars. Peyton B's Xavier Sodreska's passed 3 cars, so he has passed the 3rd most spots. Zoex Moon has not had basically a good run so far today. She will get the wave around and get back on the lead lap. She will be scored in the 31st position when we restart today at Bristol. Pace car is off, and we're getting ready for the resumption of racing at Bristol. On you tight, on you tight, on you tight. He's on you tight, bro. He's on you real tight. He's going to try to get out, and you just wrecked us. Oh, we got smoke and trouble behind the leaders. Oh, spin. And big. All right, it's going to be a wreck here. Going to be a wreck. The 88 gets drilled by the 2, slams the wall. The 31 comes way up the racetrack. Yo. Coming into turn 3. And the 10 of Blake Dillon also got a piece of this as well. He's sitting sideways here in entering turn 3. He's hit that wall head on. The caution flag has come back out. Well, no, that's what happens when you get these drivers. They've been sitting here for the majority of the day of yesterday, sitting in the rain. When we restart, we have the first major incident of the day. See the 88? Steering's knocked out of whack, guys. Steering's all knocked out of whack. Left toes in. Car is pretty banged up. And you see the 5 of Hunter Miller. He barely scooted by. And I mean barely scooted by. However, the 10, actually the 5 got the wall a little bit. The 10 car, however, did not. Blake Dillon does have the window net down on his machine. Wow. All the rain yesterday, and we don't even get the race, barely get the race started, and already there's a big crash entering turn 3. And it has taken 3 drivers out. And in the meantime, your free pass will go to, you guessed it, Jacob Tube and the 24. Go to the garage, guys. Car is pretty bad. Car is just short. It's going to take many laps to fix the steering on this thing. Now, keep in mind, they cleared the wreck. They're going to take the 88, put him behind the wall. And we're getting set for the restart. Ready? All right, come on, Gregory. Restart lap 9. Started on lap 9 today. Hopefully we can get a little bit more green flag racing in. Sports Center Cup Series slides to the top side. There's 3 Gibbs cars in there. They really, the 19, there's some interesting radio communication under caution between both teammates, Sports Center Cup Series in the 11 and Caleb Hoffman in the 19, about trying to let the 11 in on the restart. Here's what Caleb Hoffman had to say. All right, the 11 starting next to me. What do you need me to do? Coordinate with the 78 as much as you can. Try to and let him up, because top lane and the bottom lane is going to be a bitch before we get the rubber back in the track. Middle lane's definitely going to be the sucker hole. Wow, pretty aggressive side-by-side racing here with the 9. Oh, wow, Caleb Hoffman pinched up into the wall. Looks like possible tire contact. Right front down, 4 got us. Right front down, right front down, right front down, right front down. Right front down here. Wow, interesting development early on here at Bristol. The 19 has cut a tire. Second tire problem we've had today. Had at Bristol. We had one Sunday at the start when the 24 got in the wall. It's due to all the low air pressures in the top. Air pressures that the tires have, especially with how cold, with the rain yesterday and how over these past couple days, and sitting here starting as early in the morning as we have. that could possibly play that could have played a major role in the contact with the 19. Here's what Dylan Murray had to say. Man, I'm sorry. Please apologize to the 19 team as much as you can, please. Please apologize to them as much as possible. And he didn't mean to do it. His car just got tight, and the 19 was literally right next to the 4. He packed a lot of air in and just got him loose. And here's what Caleb Hoffman had to say. Listen to some spotter coverage between the 19 and the 4. Outside 4, inside 4, inside watching. Oh, wow. You better tell that motherfucker he better not be around afterwards, because I'm going to fucking knock his ass out. All right. Stay cool here, buddy. We got a long way to go. Just got a long way to go. Go here. Got a long way to go. Long way to go. Long way to go. Try to keep a cool head here. We may be getting another caution here because it's just the low air pressures. I mean, it's stupid. He just door slammed us. I know he did, bud. I know he did, but we need to calm down. Think bigger picture. All right. Bigger picture, bud. Get back in there. Back into a rhythm. 8 leaders closing behind. You see, that's the job of the crew chief and the spotter. And the spotter here, he's just he's kind of supposed to be the moderator. He's the guy that calms the driver down, and especially those kinds of situations with the 4, when the 4 washed up into the 19, both of them made the contact that they did. And the 21 has been sucked into the middle. Watch. Oh, wow. This is a tight knot we got towards the back. And I don't even know how many for what positions is what. But, wow. Things are getting a little antsy here between where the 6, 24, 14, 21, and all those guys are. But we may be having a wreck here very shortly. Between where the 21, he's backing up big time. That's the new VHT. What they did this weekend is they put the VHT down on the racetrack to allow these drivers more passing grooves, if you will. It's allowed for kind of better racing in a way, especially with some of the practicing they got on Friday with that VHT. In fact, they're going to apply the T at 2 other VHT surface at 3 other races this year. They're going to apply it down at Bristol and when we come back here in the August race. And they're going to apply it down in New Hampshire when we come down for the chase, and they're going to apply it at Charlotte in the chase race. Big lap traffic here. Watch the lap traffic. There's maybe some trouble here. Spin, turn 3, Derek Lewis. Right off the bumper of one car, gets into the wall. Hold it up there. Oh, he's coming down. Down. Coming down. Caution's out. Looks like he was running down in the 9th position when the contact happened between the cars. And on the plus side, it actually saved Zoex Moon from going a lap down again to the 11. Remember, she took the wave around that last caution, and the 11 was working the bottom pretty good. Just put her a lap down. Like, she was right next to him. She was right next to our leader in the 11. And I do believe that may have been a saving grace. But wow, look at that. It was a train of about 9-10 cars, all in one blob, if you will. And here's some pretty interesting moves here. If he wants to go between the 24, 14, and the 7. Hey, Eddie, go with the 14 spotter. Want him that he's not to get out from behind that 7 because he's being a roadblock. I want him to go with the 14. Tell his spotter that the 14's a fucking road. The 7's a fucking roadblock. Now, caution-wise, Caleb Hoffman was 2 laps down when he came out of pit road. He is 3 laps down in 31st. Now, as we line the cars back up again, and that could have been a little uncalled for today. Called for there. Between the 27 and 42. But nice thing about that is the 42 doesn't have a lot of damage. He's actually continuing and on the lead lap. He just went down, got some tires, pulled the splitter out a little bit, or the rear out a little bit. And he's just chilling on the lead lap right now. Jacob too had an amazing pit stop. He passed 5 cars on this most recent set of stops. I have a feeling he's hungry. He was 19th or 20th when the caution came out, and now he's actually sitting up in 14th, past 5 cars when he was coming into his pit, and got an extra spot. Pace car is off. How about you guys? About a nice little NASCAR on Fox Monday morning. Crank it up. Ready? All right, come on, rolling. Inside, baby. Inside 2, inside 2, inside 2, inside 2, inside 2. All right, bottom. Clear. New top. Watch up top here. Watch up top. 11. Watching them up top. Watch up top. Clear. Nice job, bud. Do what you got to do. You have the outside lane hasn't been in as much yet. Hasn't came in as much, so you're gonna see a lot of guys starting to come in a little more. So gotta watch the 2. Ooh. Watch the two. All right, side by side, dead even here. A little bit of bumping grind, bumping and banging here. Watch the two. Clear. All right, bud. Run your race. Don't wear your shit out trying to get to him. You see, even on a short track such as this in Bowman Gray, and I guess last week at Brighton to a certain extent, these drivers have their spotters and they do not rest at all. As you see during our crank it up, you can actually listen and see that these drivers are constantly talking. They're trying to let them know when they can go high, when in the middle car. Especially with the way they put that VHT down and the way the rubber's been laying into the racetrack act this weekend. Their restarts get fairly chaotic at certain times of the day. You see the 24 just barely edges in front of the 1. really stacked a bunch of them up there that last time. And almost a collision between the 41 and the 7. Even today, with how cold it's been, in fact, the sun's actually starting to peek out, which will warm things up quite a bit, especially later today for the Fitzgerald glider kits for the Busch Series race here on FX. You're going to see a lot of these drivers use rubber. In fact, a lot of the Busch teams, several of the guys from the Cup side are actually competing in this race later today, such as Jacob Tube in the 24. He's just put the bumper to the 18 here on the front stretch, put him in the middle. He's actually going to be competing later today in the Busch race, driving the 88 Hellman Chevrolet for Junior Motorsports. In fact, our very own Dylan Murway is going to be in the studio as a guest analyst later today with us. That can be seen 1 hour after the conclusion of today's race here at Bristol. 11 laps to go. Now you're going to... While we're here, I want to give a bit of a call here to some of the guys. Like the 17 of Alvin Alonso. He's riding along in 6th in the 17 car. Trying to get a spot here on the 4. Or he's getting a little ballsy here. He shoved his way past. And as these drivers continue getting into pretty dense traffic, there's just going to bring these drivers closer together, and could be a possibility that we may see some sparks flying. We're already seeing it now when you really think about it. Steve, Mike Alvin Alonso got the radio set. This car is awesome. I don't know what you guys did to it yesterday, but we're flying, boys. They adjusted on the 17 car here. Ow. In the morning, they gave the crew chief, when the garages opened at about 5 a.m. this morning, they gave the crew chiefs a lot of time to adjust on the cars and fix anything they needed to after yesterday's rain. Because normally around this time yesterday, about 10 minutes ago yesterday, they stopped this race because of the rain, because of the storms. And we got a crash on the backstretch. Oh, big contact here. 43 is involved. 78 just ass-ended us. Ass-ended us going down the back. And even bigger, and that's big hit for the 43 right here. Caution's out here. All right, get it moving. All right, just hold it up there. Hold it up there. All right, yellow's out. Oh, ouch. Big contact for the 43 car. And we were just going to talk about the 43 as well, with how strong of a performance he's been having. But obviously that has come to an end today. The contact with the 78. So go ahead and go back and see what happened. Yeah, that right there, I think the 78 just ran him over. You can analyze it all you want. The 78 just drove right through him. After that contact there, And just, oh, that's a hard shot. When the back tires get off the ground like that, then see him come back up, back to 3. In fact, after this, we're going to look at the onboard boards of both the 3 and the 24, especially the 24 here. They all but stopped to avoid the spinning 43 car. And he hit a ton. And behind them, there was some trouble. The 42 couldn't get going, it looked like. Both cars got together. And 42 has hit the barrels at the end of pit road here. Ouch. Just definitely not how things wanted to go for 42 bunch. Ouch. Does this quantify that things are going to get crazy? Oh, yeah. Robert Smith, Arvin Alonso, both on the front row. Gibbs Cars in row 2. Jake Basinger, Dylan Murway, row 3. Nate Sherman, Brendan Little, WB Network, and Jacob Tube, our top 10. As we come on down. Oh, things are going to get big here. 7 laps to go. Damage on the 42 is obviously much worse. And keep in mind, Caleb Hoffman's day, he is pulled off the racetrack because of engine concerns. He is going to be joining the 43 of Joseph Lombard behind the wall. And also, FYI, the 88 did make some laps. Brought his car back out. Remember, he was involved in the crash at the start of when we were resuming this race. He was involved in that early crash. So now he's back out on the racetrack. Multiple laps down. 9 laps down, actually, at the moment. Here we go. All right, go. Oh, 55. With trouble here. He did not get going on that start. Look at them. Look at how many spots he's... Oh, he's out. He's got a problem here. Jamie. Jake Basinger got the radio, said, I'm blowing up big, guys. I'm blowing up big. I'm down a cylinder. And NASCAR told the 55, he's leaking a lot of oil. They're going to need to bring him down, get him out of the way here. Way a lot of these drivers to let him race, boys. Oh, nice little battle for the lead coming off turn 4. Robert Smith barely gets the spot over the 17. 4 cars under a blanket here as we come back off of turn 2. Oh, they bang. They bang for the lead. Alvin Alonso, 17, forces the 2 down on the bottom. They're going to crash here. There ain't no doubt about it. There's going to be a wreck here before we have anything to say or do about this. Watch the 2 and the 17. They're beating the hell out of each other, guys. 6 laps to go, and guess who clears all of it? All right, that's right. The 11 of Sports Center Cup Series. He has put on a dominating performance this afternoon. Morning and early part of the afternoon. He is 6 laps to go. Left till his first win with Joe Gibbs. And boy, it has been quite the struggle for this team. So many good runs. So many late issues. Issues like right here, right in front of the leaders. Oh, big crash. One big wreck. The 9 is, 88 is in it. Now, keep in mind the 2 and the 17 have settled down. Well, per NASCAR order. The caution has come out. Things change again. Oh, looks like reportedly more cars got involved in this. Looks like you see the 22 of Zoex Moon. She's pinned up and she's got no steering. No steering, guys. Yeah, a lot of destroyed cars here. Take it to the house. We're done. Day has gone from bad to worse for the 88 team. While we're here, I want to give a call to our Guts and Glory, give our Guts Glory Ram Award here to the 24 of Jacob Tube. Started the race second on Sunday. He had the issue at the start, cut that right rear tire down, fell down 2 laps, restarted this race in last after 2 quick cautions and great pit strategy by crew chief Alan Gustafson. He's right up in the top 5. He could probably mix things up here with once this race resumes. Three laps of racing, and this is going to be some of the most exciting 3 laps anybody has seen. This is all in scheduled distance. Keep in mind, this is scheduled distance racing. Ready? Sports Center Cup Series is taking the top on this restart. Definitely unusual there. Things are... All right, 10-4. Clean them off. Get a good start. You know what to do. 3 laps to go. Ready? Leader is gone. Great jump. Both the Gibbs cars remain side by side, but here comes that 48 of Nate Sherman right with him with the 20 of Zach Speed. They're still side by side. Maybe no. Trouble. Backstretch. The 11. Into the wall. That's probably one of the most dominant cars today. In trouble. And that, just like that, caution is back out again. And this calls into question, with how many overtimes that we've had today, could we see us get close to the record of tying cautions? Left front's pretty banged up. 4 got us. He just hooked us. Plain and simple. That's all he did. Couldn't handle a fast car, so he just straight clipped us. Yeah, keep in mind we're gonna be clipping him Saturday, just so you know. We'll be clipping him all night. Well, that was kind of depressing. Definitely an interesting restart there. Now we have 2 laps to settle it. 2 of probably the most nerve-wracking laps of this race. If you're Zach Speed, you're going to try to do everything you can to redeem yourself after finishing second at Brighton on that Friday night. Here we go. Overtime at Bristol, sponsored by Credit One Bank. 48 definitely buzzed the tires a little bit going into 1. That allowed both the 20 and the 4 to pull away. Here comes Jacob Tube. They have to make it to turn 3 for this race to be considered an official restart. Oh, contact. A lot of contact between both the 24 and the 78. Oh, a lot of contact. Okay, we have gotten to the overtime line. This race is official. Here comes Dylan. Ducks under the 20. White flag here at Bristol. Chris Washer with a strong run on the outside. He hasn't had a win since season 1. It's not going to be enough today. Here comes Dylan. He tries to stick it in there. There, both cars side by side coming. Oh, door to door. I don't know who got it. I don't know who got it. They're saying Zach Speed got it by an inch. Oh, wow. A little bit of extracurricular activity here after the checkers. 24, 78 having a bit of a difference. And oh, 78, 24. Oh, 24's facing sideways here on pit lane here on the cool down lap. Oh, here we go. 11's got the helmet off, and he's definitely looking for somebody. Things are going to be a pretty interesting Vizzo. He's being smart. He's going to come and try to find him on the front stretch. Remember the 11 got spun on that final caution that led to that overtime restart. They impound the cars both on the right side closest to the wall. Oh, here we go. Yeah, oh, yep. That's definitely not what... there we go. See the officials in there trying to get the 4 Paul. Oh, now Dylan's coming out of his car. And, we got issues. Pit road. Oh, get the fuck off of him. Fuck this guy. Get this asshole. This asshole just fucking drove into our car. We were going to use this shit Saturday. Is that Dylan Murway in the middle of that? Oh, yeah. And Sports Center Cup Series. They're still... He's not happy. Oh, wow. There's there's the official Big Andy getting in there. Get him out. Get the fuck out of there, dude. Get out. Come on. Come on, get out of there. He fucking decided driving my fucking car on pit road. He should be suspended. Fucking sorry. That's bullshit. Well, I'm sure emotions are going to be running high. And good thing they can just take it out on each other. Bowman Gray next Saturday. Saturday here on FX, here on Fox. Down on, here on FX. Now, here's what SportsCenter Cup Series was mad about. That was the cause of this upset. Yeah, see, this is the restart. See, a lot of the guys were just having trouble up on top, I guess. And the 11 really was struggling quite a bit to get going. And then, fortunately, the 4 had a lot of momentum. And just got into them. There's really nothing else you can do. Now this I know it's a short track, but this I don't like. The 24 and the 78, they had their discussion. Everybody's mad at everybody today. They've gone their separate ways, and then here comes the 11. He's not happy. Just ends up, drives into the side of the 4. Keep in mind, all these cars that are on the racetrack right now, all 26 of them that are running that were running when this race ended, were on pit road. They were all parked. So now you see SportsCenter Cup Series, he's not happy at all. He's already thrown the steering wheel. He's thrown the Hans device, and he's getting out. Dylan Murway at this point also is getting out. He climbs across both cars, which I understand both these drivers are fairly fired up, but don't run into a car on pit road. It's very dangerous. I mean, and just like that, I'm sure this trailer is going to be fairly full post-race. With the crews of the 11, the crew and the 4, and crews of both the 78 and the 24. So these are some very angry drivers. They have the rest of the week here to figure this, to sort things out. We have NASCAR's Dave declined any form of interview. SportsCenter Cup Series finished this race 26th. Obviously, after what happened on that final caution between both him and the 4, he has finished in the 26th spot. And surprisingly, a lot of attrition today. Believe it or not, after running so clean on Sunday, a lot of attrition today. 8 cars failed to finish. And after all the cautions we had late in the race, especially in the second half of the race today, Dick Berggren is down on pit road. He's currently talking to the 24 of Jacob Tube. Dick? Jacob, you're out of the car. Had a strong car today. After you rebounded quite a bit, can you tell me what was the cause of frustration and how did your car go? Oh, our Napa Chevrolet was actually really fast. We had that trouble yesterday when we cut the tire at the start. Obviously, 31 didn't mean to do that. We were just on cold pressures because obviously how cold it was yesterday and early part of this morning. I love short tracks. It's what you got to do. I don't mind people running into me trying to move people out of the way. I mean, it's what you got to do sometimes on short tracks. We go to one Saturday. That's going to encourage a lot of the same bumping. And it's just stupid, man. Everybody at the end was just using each other as a weapon. I got loose, got into the 78 on that overtime restart, and he just overreacted on the cooldown lap and just flat out dumped us and took like 3 cheap shots at us the entire race. And I really hate that a lot of these short tracks are just cheap shots and everybody banging into each other and trying to wreck each other. I mean, sooner or later, somebody's going to go in over their head, wreck somebody, and somebody's going to get hurt, and it's going to be a shitstorm. Jacob 2, very vocal about the state of our racing on short tracks and road courses. Well, emotions obviously ran high, but he obviously can't be complaining with how many cars he passed today in this race between Sunday and Monday. I mean, he's basically restarted today. Restarted this race. When he restarted, he's restarted last and ended up 7th. Zach Speed won in a very close photo finish. I mean, he did burnouts and blew his left front tire out because of all that contact and from rubbing on that 4. And definitely not how to end the way to end the race, but sometimes it's what can you do? Here's the results. They're scrolling by on the top of on your screen. A lot of the cars that started in the back due to practice speeds, like the 18 of Josh Boleyn batch and 14 of KFC Cup Series. A lot of both of those guys, obviously they started outside the top 25, struggled a lot throughout this race, and poor finishes. Derek Lewis, obviously, and then we scroll through the rest of the field. Then you get to somebody like Sports Center Cup Series. I mean, he had several strong cars pretty much all week, pretty much all year, and during his entire stint in the 11, he's just been fairly consistent. It's just that things like today at Bristol have just snuck up and bit him. Sometimes things happen. Well, later today here on FX, about an hour and a half after the conclusion of this race, it is currently 12:42 p.m. Eastern, or 12:45 p.m. Eastern here. They waved the green checkered flag here about 12, 13 minutes ago. So an hour and 15 minutes. So at 2 p.m. Eastern, you're going to see live coverage of the Fitzgerald Glider Kits 300. The sun's obviously come out, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see how these drivers handle this race today, especially with all the rubber the Cup guys laid down. Well, definitely a pretty interesting bang-up race. Tempers and emotions ran high. This Saturday, is going to be at Bowling Gray Stadium here. Qualifying is going to be at 1:30. Start at 1 p.m. Eastern with here on FX, and then race day is going to begin at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, and then coverage of the Bose Soundlink 400 at Bowman Gray is going to begin at 7 p.m. Eastern on FX with the Singular Wireless pre-race show. And then at 7:30, live telecast of the Bose Soundlink 400 live on FX. You can also watch this race on Fox Sports Go and on any streaming service. Zach Speed won when it counted. He was there towards the end of the race, especially when all those cautions happened. He was there when it counted. So long from Bristol.